So I'm now recording.
Okay.
Hi Beyza. How are you
Hi,
today?
I am fine, thank you. How about you?
I am fine as well. So we are gonna talk about the articles that we read. So let's start with the first one.
Okay.
So it mentions about, as I remember, student engagement in online learning. So what do you know about student engagement in online learning as you experienced?
If I want to talk about my practicum when I was doing my internship, I need to do something to make students motivated and engaged in my classroom if I want to teach them English language. So I think first I started with the icebreakers, like because they don't know me and I don't know them. So we need to first meet like an icebreaker. We break the ice. So we played a little game at first. It helped them to engage in the lesson more actually. So then I started to play the game activities to engage them more because they like games and I can take their interest actually. If the lesson is interesting, so the students can engage in the lesson in deeply. But it's my opinion, of course. Maybe some of the people don't prefer to play games. But I think it works on the children actually, because they were so young. They were primary school students, so I can catch their attention easily with playing the games. So how about you? How did you engage your students?
I just had the experience of practicum once. So I remember that I prepared an activity about who wants to be millionaire, but they had to know the exact characteristics of animals. So before to do that, they had to listen to me and engage in other activities about matching the animals with their characters. So I try to engage them first with listening and then with doing activities. So when they do that, when they really feel engaged and motivated while doing activities and listening to me, finally in the end of the lesson, they felt like they really know about the animals and their characteristics and their habitats. So I guess they got like $1 million or something. So I feel like I managed to gain some engagement for my students and myself as well.
That's great, actually.
Yeah.
Game.
I agree with you. So it says that you highlighted online learning is dependent on interaction. So
yes,
in short, I guess it says that without interaction, engagement doesn't happen.
yes. There are actually 3 interaction types. Like the first one is learner-instructor interaction and learner-to-learner and learner-to-content. So I think if only happening between the instructor interaction, if only the teacher is talking in the lesson and the students are listening, it won't happen anything actually. I don't think the students will be engaged because they have ideas and opinions to share with their teacher. So I need to let them to speak to understand me.
So which type do you would you choose if you had the chance of those to do those interactions?
Actually, in the article it says you need to combine them, three of them. You need to use learner instructor and learner to learner and learner to content. So I guess so. I agree with the article. How can I say that? I need to use, yes.
So 3 of them. If you had the chance, you would use 3 of them, right?
Yes. So what do you think?
Yeah, it would make more sense if we use 3 of them, but I don't think that we would have that time to do 3 of them.
Yes, exactly.
And I don't think that I can do learner interaction and learner instructor interaction, but I'm not sure about the learner content interaction.
I think it's about
Presentation.
Yes, presentations, listenings. I mean, if the student understands the listening I chose, so it interacts them. It affects them actually.
Yes. So it happens one-sided, or it involves student too and me.
Yes. If you use 3 of them, you involve both you and your students.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's also says that if a teacher designs the materials and activities, it will engage the students. So I think maybe authentic materials can be an example for this situation.
Like
yes.
You say.
Okay. If the teacher, for example, I played with games with the students, so I made the games actually. It was an authentic material. So I think I engaged the students with these type of activities. Yes. What do you think about this?
Yes. I think that if I find some listening tracks from a journal or a newspaper, it would be authentic material, right? Or from a textbook. I tried to use that in my practicum experience, but I don't have enough time, so I couldn't use it.
Yes, we just have 30 minutes. Yes, that's right. So it's also about when you teach in online platform, you can provide the feedback more easily. Yes, I think that's true because anytime my student wants can get the feedback.
Yes.
I can provide feedback easily because if I go to school, they need to catch me in the school to get the feedback. Actually, it's a little bit hard. But in online platform, you just chat, you just mail, or you just message to the teacher, and you can get your feedback.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Also, there was engagement types. There were 2 types of engagements. Yes, behavioral and cognitive. I think the behavioral one is about just reading the article, for example, and just clicking, submitting, scrolling, or just taking notes. But for the cognitive engagement, I think the students think in critical way or sharing ideas or opinions. So I have a question for you. Do you think in your practicum did you, how can I say, use those kind of engagements, like behavioral and cognitive? Yes.
So since we are doing online education, we have to use behavioral engagement too, because we are using a computer. So we do the clicking, navigating students, and submitting some articles or feedbacks or homeworks. And the cognitive engagement. So like a textbook or something, because it says learning material. We did that too, I guess.
Yes.
I mean, we have to do it because without them, it wouldn't be in education.
Yes, it will be only you who is speaking actually in the lesson.
Yes.
So what we have? Also, there is student-centered models in the learning environment. So do you agree with this? How can I say that? Do you agree with the student-centered models are more effective in the teaching, English language teaching?
In online teaching?
Yes.
So in online teaching, you are trying to get the attention of students, and they feel unmotivated while having online education. And then you don't know what students are doing, and you don't know how to take the control because it's new to you. So maybe in the first times, student-centered education would be difficult because students maybe wouldn't want to take control. So I remember that I did a research in the last semester. So I remember that teachers had the fear of not taking the control of students and the parents. So they were feeling like they were losing the students. So maybe teacher-centered education would make more sense, but I would definitely use like semi-student-centered at the same time. Not wholly, but semi would be more better, I guess. What about you?
Yes. Actually, I agree with you. In the first, it will be hard to use student-centered models, teacher. As I remember when I was doing my practicum, the students were always talking, actually, talking too much. Like when you play the games, they just like, okay, I'm going to answer, please give me, I don't know, I want to play, or they are just shouting like that. And I was like, okay, you have time. You need to relax at first. You can do it in a time. So it was hard to control them actually. That's why maybe you need to wait a little bit and you need to know your students. It maybe won't effective for some students, the students models, yes. But for the maybe some students it will be effective. So at first you need to know your students, I think. And yes, I agree with you. Maybe you can do it with semi-structured students model. Yes. So there is a sentence here. Agree with that. For teachers to move from being a sage on the stage to a guide on the side. I think sage means ilge. Yes, I wrote that. And, the guidance. So do you think that if a teacher only speaks in the lesson and the students are listening to you, will it be effective in English language? Yes, in English language teaching.
So for students to learn English, they have to participate, they have to take active role, because they have to try to speak English for themselves. So if I just like give lectures and do nothing about students reading or speaking and listening skills, it wouldn't be effective, I guess, because we are teaching English.
Yes.
What do you think?
I agree with you, Hilal. I think the most important thing to learn a language is importance to every skill of English, like reading, listening, speaking, writing. And the most important one is speaking, actually.
Yes.
You need to give the students a chance to speak. So if they speak, they can learn faster. Yes, that's what I think. So here there are some implications for educators. I think it's about the teachers need to create a richer materials to engage the students and to make them more actively participants.
Yes.
So yes, not only maybe PPTs and videos, maybe you need to create games for.
I remember that you prepared a game. So
Yes.
how was it? Was it effective for students?
I think it was effective. I created a labyrinth chase. That was a little monster, and it was walking around the answers, and the students need to pick the right answer, and I just got the right answer, and there were, how can I say, flashlights, like you chose the correct answer. And it was actually interesting and also catching the eye for the students. So the students really enjoyed the lesson because I played the game with the students. The students love the game, actually.
Yeah. So it says that to engage students cognitively, you have to create richer activities.
Yes.
So it was an effective activity for you and for the students. But do you think that the classroom teacher that you were in the class together, was she or he doing activities like that? So was she or he giving importance to those engagements?
Yes. Actually, my teacher didn't give any attention or didn't give importance to playing games. And also she offered me to play the games with the other students, other classes, because she also saw that the students are happy while playing the games and more attentive to the class. So when it comes to her teaching style, she just opened a textbook and maybe, I don't know, filling the gaps, or not like just playing games, but more a little lecture style. Of course, she gave the chance to students to speak because it's an English class. So, but she didn't play any games, kind of games like that. So how about you? How about your teacher?
It was exactly like you explained or defined. She was speaking English through the whole class, but she used Turkish too, and the activities that she uses always from the textbook, not from other activities. So I guess it wasn't created according to improve the student engagement or learning. I don't know. So it says that in here to inquire students more and create a richer environment, you have to be an expert about online learning. So I think those teachers weren't like that.
Yes, because actually it is because of the pandemic situation we just jump into this online learning situation.
Yes, it's new to them, I guess.
It's new to them, so it's hard for them. It's also hard for us, actually. It's our first experience too in online teaching.
But I don't understand that, like, the pandemic started like last March, and it passed like 1.5 years or something. So as you talked about that, the teachers doesn't try to improve themselves. They just you to create something new.
Yes, it's almost 1 year. Yes.
Yes, it seems like they fear of something they don't know about.
Maybe
it seems different from like others or something.
Yes, maybe they scared of technology.
Yeah,
online education tools. Yes, maybe.
So it was saying like the inquiry-based learning models. Maybe we can talk about that.
Yes. I think inquiry-based learning models like questioning and answering type models, maybe.
Yes, to improve students' critical thinking or problem-solving abilities to use those models, I guess.
Yes.
We have that kind of platform in online learning, like e-platform, technological platform.
Maybe like Quizlet. Quizlet example. You can ask questions and the students can answer them in an easy way. Yes. And we have simulation-based learning and the peer-based learning. So I think simulation-based learning actually can be like games, like role-playing games, as we mentioned in the last chapter. Maybe Second Life can be an example for this model.
We did that together in the Machinima project, Sims 3 or 4.
Yes, the Sims can be an example. We have peer-based learning model. I think it is one of the effective one.
And we are doing it right now.
Yes, we are doing it right now. And we were also doing it when we have midterm and final exams. We actually gather in the some social media applications like Discord, and we just share ideas and opinions while doing our homeworks also. I think that one is effective.
Yes.
So here we have a question. How when students are engaged? So what do you think about it? For example, it says here, when they are asked to give a lecture to camera without an audience. So do you want your students to turn on their cameras?
First question, I guess, how do I know when students are engaged? When they started to direct the class. So I feel like when I feel like I speak more and they participate more than me, so I feel like they are engaged and they feel motivated. They want to participate and they want to take an active role about it. So I know when students do those things, they are engaged. It's okay. But what do I do to make students more engaged? Did you ask that?
I asked actually, do you want them to turn on their cameras?
Okay.
Yes. To feel more engaged, to make them engaged. Yes.
When teachers asked me to do that, I feel oppressed. I don't know why. So I think that when I want the exact same thing from the students, they feel like me, not all of them. 10 of them want to open their camera and the other 20 don't want to open their cameras. Students who don't want to their cameras want to listen the class, but the smaller percentage of them don't want to. Yes, don't want to participate and listen to class. So because of that, they don't want to open their cameras. Yes, I wouldn't want to make them uncomfortable about that.
Yes. If they're comfortable, maybe they don't want to participate in the classroom. Yes, you're right. Yes. And yes, there.
So the other article.
Yes, I think we can focus on the real and fake engagement. Some students actually display some bodily behaviors, like to fake their engagement in the language classroom, as it says, like eye movements, gesture, and posture. So, did it happen to you in your practicum?
Did I do that or the other students?
Did you observe your students while doing those kind of movements?
Did your students turn on their cameras? They didn't. My students, they didn't. But all
really? None of them?
My practicum students don't open their cameras. They just participate. For example, last week, the teacher just calling names, Yeet, Yeet, and then Ayşe. So I was saying, half of the class duration passes with teachers calling names. So the teacher says that Yeet, Ayşe. So yes. It was hard to catch the student engagement also. Yes. So I didn't see the students. I just tried to get their attention by just showing myself and explaining about the subject matter. But
yes.
How was your experience?
Actually, in my classroom, they were okay with the cameras, turning on their cameras, and I can see the students actually. Yes. So I can see their behaviors while if they taking their engagement or their eye movements, gesture and posture. Actually, I think I engaged the students. It was real fun, but I don't know what they were thinking at that time. Maybe they weren't they were participating, but after participation, maybe they just thinking about something else, or maybe they were daydreaming. I don't know. I can't exactly catch them.
Yes, because it was just 30 minutes.
Yes, and it was just a virtual world actually. I can't focus on them with just a screen. So I just guessed they did a real engagement.
Yes.
So when were you in high school or primary school, secondary school, or even in the university, did you fake your engagement?
In high school, yes. I don't have the habit sleeping in the class. I just cannot. But I wasn't listening the class. I just giving my attention to other stuff during high school.
Yes. Yeah. You were taking notes or drawing? What were you doing while the teacher lecturing to your class?
I was just talking with my friends and I was some sketching. I'm not good at sketching. I just do some scratching on the page. Yes. So, what about you?
Actually, I agree with you. In the high school, I was drawing or I was taking notes while the teacher lecturing to us. Sometimes I find it not interesting, or the stuff that I know maybe, or I don't need them in the exam, so I don't prefer to listen to teachers.
Yeah, me as well.
I did this too. And also in online learning, actually, in the university, I also did the fake engagement when I was sleepy. Just want to sleep, so I need to fake the engagement.
Yeah. On Mondays I do that too, because the first class starts at 8 a.m. So it's
too early for us.
Yes. Yes. So it's a fake engagement.
Yes, we need to do that. Maybe, I don't know.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, we talked about this engagement and real engagement, and also the interaction styles and methods. So I think we are done.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was a nice discussion about those articles. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And good evening.